Hello, welcome back. So now in this part, we will solve another problem. So in this, we have to find out AST limiting and MU limiting of the flange beam as shown in the figure. So as you can see, the diagram is same. The only thing is that we now have to find out AST limiting and MU limiting. Now, what is the meaning of AST limiting? Well, the area of steel required for balanced section is called AST limiting in limit state. Generally in limit state, we use this term AST limiting for the area of steel required in balanced section. Similarly, MU limiting is the moment of resistance of balanced section. So we call it MU limiting sometimes. So the figure is same. Now we have to treat this section as a balanced section. And for a balanced section, how much area of steel is required? That is what we have to find out. Now, by considering this, that we are required to find out AST limiting and MU limiting, now we know that our case will fall in case 2. Now we have to find whether it belongs to case 2A or B. So now starting our problem. So first is determining DF by D ratio. So as I said that we already know that our section is balanced section. And in balanced section, XU is equals to XU max. So because the figure is same, so XU max we have already calculated in the first problem, which is 216, and it is greater than DF. So it means this time our depth of neutral axis will be in the web. So in the web, we have now it is confirmed that NA will be lying in the web, and we also know that our section is balanced section. We only wants to know that whether it belongs to case 2A or case 2B. So we can find out whether it belongs to case 2A or 2B by comparing the DF by D ratio with 0.2. So if it is less than 0.2, it will be case 2A. If it is more than 0.2, it will be case 2B. So that is what we are required to find out in our step 1. Because as we were following the step 1 in the previous case, that we need to find out XU value, we need to determine, we have to assume that XU is lying in the flange. So all these things is not required in second problem, because it is already mentioned that our section will be balanced and XU is greater than DF. So we will directly find out the DF by D ratio. So as I have mentioned here also, as we are required to find out AST limiting and MU limiting, the section is balanced, and therefore we need to find out whether our problem belongs to case 2A or case 2B by determining the DF by D ratio. And in this case, we know that XU is equals to XU max equals to 0.48D, which we have calculated in the previous problem also, and that is 216 mm, and it is greater than DF. So it means our depth of neutral axis is lying in the web. So here we are required to find out DF by D ratio. So DF is the thickness of flange and D is the effective width. So both the values are given, and this value is, the ratio is 0.222, and you can see this value is more than 0.2. It means it belongs to case 2B. So when we have case 2B, so in that case, how do we perceive this case is part of the flange will be under constant stress, up to a depth of YF. So as I have discussed in the previous part also, that when NA is in the web and when DF by D ratio is greater than 0.2, then if we draw the stress diagram, then we know that some part, up to a certain depth, which depth is known as YF. So up to a certain depth, it is constant, and then it is varying like this. So this depth is required to be find out, which is YF. So this belongs to, this YF we generally find out when our case belongs to B part, whether it is 2B or 3B or 4B. In all cases, we are required to find out YF because it means some part of flange is under constant stress and the other part is in varying stress. So here we are required to find out YF, C and T. So we will find out C and T to find out the value of AST limiting. So like we have equated C and T to calculate the value of XU, the same C and T we can equate to find out the value of AST limiting also. But before that, we will find out YF. So YF for the balanced section, the formula for YF is 0.15 XU max. So in the previous lecture, I have shown you this value in the IS code also. So this is the direct formula is available in the IS code on page number 97. So you can refer to that. So putting all the values here, we get the YF value as 97.4. Now we have to compare C and C with T. C is the compressive force taken by the concrete and T is the tensile force. So as you can see, our NA is lying in the web. So it means this part will be under compression, and below neutral axis only the steel is taking the tension. So if we want to find out C value, C is the compressive force taken by this concrete area. So we can divide this, whole flange will be taking compression and some part of web is also taking the compression. So first we will consider this part, compression force taken by this part. So we can find out this, and this will be 0.36 FCK into BW into XU max. So that is the compression taken by this part. Now we have to find out compression taken by this flange and this flange part. So we will add. So compression in this flange will be equivalent to 0.45 FCK multiplied by the width. So this width is BF minus BW by 2. Similarly, this width is also same. This width is also the same value. So here we will write the total width, which is BF minus BW. So that becomes stress into area. Now this will be multiplied by YF. Why? Because up to a YF depth, the stress is constant, and the constant stress is 0.45 FCK. So this becomes the value of C, which means compression taken by the concrete area. So this area is this one, and this area is this one and this one. So that becomes the compressive force. Similarly, we will find out the tensile force. So tensile force is basically the force bear by the reinforcement only. So as we know that force is stress into area. So the permissible stress or the yield stress in the steel is 0.87 Fy. So that becomes the stress, and now stress multiplied by area of the material which is taking the tension. So here the material is steel, so we will multiply AST. So that becomes the tension force. Now as our section is balanced section, so in this C and T will be equal. So now we will equate this T with C, and then we will calculate the value of AST, because in this all the values are known except the value of AST. So by equating C and T, we can find out the value of AST, which will be AST limiting. So here the formula is, this is for C, which I have just written, and putting all the values, we can find out the value of C as 1080.18 kilonewton. So I have directly divided with 10 raised to power 3 to get the value of C in kilonewton. Similarly, we can find out the value of T, and the T value is 0.87 Fy into AST. Now here AST is unknown. So now we will compare C with T to get the value of AST. So AST here, as I said, compressive force above neutral axis will be equals to tensile force. So equating C and T, we get AST as 2991.7 mm square. So this is how we find out the AST limiting. Now we can we can distribute this area into the number of bars. So in that case, we have to assume the dia of bar. So the dia of bar can be any dia. It may be 20 dia, or it can be 25 mm dia, or basically the dia of bar should be above 12 mm dia, because that is the basic requirement of the dia of bar to be used in the beam. So minimum dia of bar to be adopted is 12 mm dia. So as the area of steel is very large, so we have to take large dia of bar so that we have optimal number of bars. And at the same time, the area of steel provided should be around this value. So for example, if we assume 25 mm dia bar, then the area of cross section of this bar will be, I think it will be around 490. So if we divide 490 with this, then it will be around 6 or 7 bars. It will be around 6 or 7 bars. Well, basically it will be 7 bars, and 7 multiplied by 490, it will be around 3400. It will be something around 3400. So you can see area of steel provided here is 3400, and the required is 2991.77. So here we have to choose the dia of bar such that the area of steel provided will be around 2991.77. So sometimes what we do is we use the dia of bar in combination. So some dia of bar may be 25 and some dia of bar may be say 28 mm dia, or depending on the composition, because total area of steel provided should be around 2991.77. It should not be less than that. It should be more than, but not too much. Okay. So that is how we assume that. So here I have provided the 4 dia of 4 bars of 28 dia and 3 bars of 16 dia. So when I provide the bars in combination of dia, then the total area of steel provided is 3066 mm. So 4 into pi by 4 into 28 square plus 3 into pi by 4 into 16 square. So this sum will give you the value of 3066. And this value, you can see, it is not much greater than this value. So this value is suitable. So that is why we can adopt this value as, the number of bars can be adopted in combination of different dia. So now so that is the area of steel, limiting steel. So this is AST limiting. So this is one parameter that we are required to find out in this problem. Now the second parameter is to find out the limiting moment of resistance, or MU limiting. So for case 2b, the governing equation of moment of resistance I have already explained in the previous lecture, and the equation is this one: 0.36 XU max by D, and this 1 minus 0.42 XU max by D. So this part is moment of resistance of the rectangular part, and this part is moment of resistance of flange part. So all these parameters I have explained in the previous lecture. So if it is not clear to you, please go to that lecture and refer to this formula. Now in this, putting all the values here. So XUmax by D can be found from page 70 of IS code. So you can refer page 70 to find out the value of XUmax by D for Fe415 steel, and the value is 0.48. Similarly here also 0.48. So putting all the values, we get the value of MU limiting as 413.87 into 10 raised to power 6 Newton into mm. So we can convert this into kilonewton meter by dividing with 10 raised to power 6. So we get MU limiting as 413.87. So in this problem, we are required to find out AST limiting and MU limiting. That is what we have find out. So that concludes the solution of this problem. So in the next part, we will take another problem